So last time on D&D, you guys ascended, you climbed, you reached greater heights, climbing across the rocks that were floating, and in your various ways, through rope climbing, grappling hooks, molding the earth, walking straight up, and otherwise, and getting to the top, the pinnacle of heights. You saw a cat beast. Fortunately, it was sleeping, and you just shrouded it in fog, allowing you to move forward and get your positions before you removed the fog and began your assault. You defeated it very quickly with your combined assault and also your alpha strike, and moved on. Inside, you found another shrine with a floating object. Taking a quick glance around, making sure the coast is clear, we went and checked it out. It was a book, a tome, inside of a gelatinous cube, we found out. It slowly oozed towards Twig, threatening to eat him up, but Twig dodged deftly out of the way, and you all dispatched that creature. Pocketing the tome in Makayla's satchel, you found a hole leading outside where you were rewarded with a great view. And there was your objective of the mission, Rizzbiff. He seemed to be okay. An introduction was had, and a short arrest was requested by Pastiche, and who sat there and painting a picture for the occasion. Xalia kept looking out, and the rest of you just gathered yourselves, and we return to the group looking over this ledge of this wonderful sight. Makayla and Zoaz are engaged in a card battle amid the dusty rocks of the high up ledge.
Mortal card combat.
Mortal card bat, if you will.
Go ahead.
I lay down or face down. So, okay. Makayla would say to Zoaz, do you know, what's the name of it? Three Dragons Ante?
I, unfortunately, am not aware of such a game.
No matter, I'll teach you. First, first I should, since this is just a tutorial game, I guess we do not need to bet money, but normally you first ante up. It would put a single gold gold coin onto the table between rock between us.
That's a rock table.
Rock. She'd mold earth make a reasonable, low, knee high kind of platform, flat surface for us to play on. There's 3 phases for the 3 dragons. The first phase, even though this is playing cards, you would. I guess I have to kind of go out of character for this. You roll a 1d8 privately.
Okay.
So, do a private.
You can either do a self roll or a GM roll.
I guess I did a self roll, so it probably didn't show up.
That's fine.
Yeah, now you're good.
I don't need to see it.
Mm-hmm. And now, again, this would be where normally you raise or call or fold. Makayla puts like another gold into the center of the table, and then you roll a 1d6, I believe. Privately again. Once again, and then, once again, raising or calling. That's another gold. So it's 3 gold now. And then finally, a 1d4. And this is, of course, the final phase, the final betting phase. Makayla then puts 7 additional gold pieces, so a total of 10 now are in the center. And of course, now we reveal what we rolled, assuming you don't fold.
Zoaz reveals. Go ahead.
If you are proficient in gaming sets, you can add your proficiency bonus to whatever total you got.
Okay.
I am.
Shoutouts to cheating, I guess.
How do I reveal these?
So you right click them like you would do the
Got them.
And then sort of add them up.
So Kayla has a 6 plus 2 and 8, a 4.
12? Yeah. Sure.
Oh, plus and then plus 2, 14.
Oh.
But it doesn't matter. I still beat you.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Even though this is again a card game, technically, I think.
So upon seeing the revealed numbers, would kind of snort a bit and say, "I'll have to keep this in mind."
Makayla takes back her 10 gold. Okay, for another round. This time, perhaps with a real big wager.
Oh, why not?
Makayla has like a mischievous smile.
Alright. Then.
Alright, yeah. So
while other people, while we're doing that, I think other people.
Yeah, other people could do their stuff too.
Yeah.
First up, so she puts a 1 gold coin on the table.
So we'll match that.
Yep. I think I made this. Only the DM can see that. My bad. Do that again.
Then,
since this is your first game, I'll let you go first. Do you raise or do you call?
We can put stuff in chat for now, so other people aren't talking over us.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm totally done with that.
Let's see. I feel like Xalia is eventually going to go see what Pastiche is doing. After a little bit.
Pastiche is painting.
Yeah, she's going to watch.
Alright.
Twig is going to approach Xalia and say, "Hey, I noticed earlier you used some magic to make a friend to help us out. Do you think you'd be able to teach me something like that?"
He's actually gonna take pause for to that. She's gonna like stand there and ponder for a moment. Then she's gonna shapeshift her mouth completely gone and just kind of head tilt at Twig. Like just the mouth just closes over.
And Twig just sort of tilts his head for a moment and says, is that a no? A maybe?
She kind of shakes her head at both of those. kind of shrugs and then like she's not gonna actually nod her head. She's gonna minor illusion her own head, clipping through her neck and nodding.
And Twig is just gonna think for a moment, and then minor illusion his own head, doing the same thing.
He'll give him... The mouth is gonna be back and wider and toothier than ever, and he's gonna get a thumbs up. Then, you know, start trying to teach Twig, but, you know, completely non-verbally, which is what she was trying to communicate. Which is to say, mostly using minor illusions to, like, fucking stop motion animate out how to move your hands and whatnot. For casting Silent Image. Hello?
I'm
Oh, dear.
I'm just thinking.
Okay, I thought Discord was having fuckery.
And Twig is just following along with the instructions and experimenting on his own. Eventually, Twig is going to look over at the card game and try to, like, silent image the... Like, if there are any shown cards, like, silent image them into the sky, just as if it was, like, a projector.
Wait, what? Are you, like...
So we can watch the game.
Okay.
You guys
And then-
watch as Twig does a couple hand motions practicing the cards projector onto the rock wall of the shrine.
Twig looks back at Xalia excitedly and says, "How's that?"
She's gonna give him a thumbs up, and then, you know, minor illusion her own cards, but the wrong cards. You know, to fuck with people.
Yeah,
They're not even cards that are actually in the game. They're like Eldritch Horror vaguely inspired.
terrifying.
There's gonna be
Makayla
one,
is too
like, right
focused on
behind
the
Makayla.
game.
There's gonna be one that appears like right behind both Makayla and Zoaz, just staring over their shoulders.
Mhm. Just for if anyone is curious, I think right now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9. Wait, how does that math work out? That doesn't make any sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 gold pieces in the pot right now. And this is the final roll for us.
Anyone want to make a side bet on those two?
Do you raise or call? Makayla asks. Expectantly.
I call?
Oh, actually,
Or,
do you raise? Because I mean, do you raise
no
at all,
raise.
fold, or
Fold at that point.
oh, do you fold? Folding means you give up because you think you're
Oh,
gonna lose.
then-
You think you have a
Yeah,
lower.
maybe I should stop saying words when I don't exactly know what they mean.
Sorry, yeah, I just
Yeah,
assume
it's fine.
people. I'm assuming people just know poker terms, but not everyone does.
Zoaz puts down one more GP.
Chuman takes up Twig's offer and says, "I'll put down 1 gold coin on Zoaz."
I will raise you to, or I will raise Zoaz. Match the 1, and then put 3 gold pieces in.
Zoaz
So-
raises an eyebrow.
Do you match, raise, or fold? Makayla sits back, kind of comfortably.
Zoaz matches and puts down another 3 GP.
Okay. I guess now we reveal.
Twig
So I
is intently watching the illusion while eating some rations.
So I had
Which illusion?
I had accidentally revealed the 1d8 before. I
What?
believe.
That's-
No, I had not.
You're good. Oh shit.
Let's see. For Zoaz, we have a 3, a 6, and a 4. So that's 13.
Yes.
For Makayla, we have a 6, a
An
3,
eight, a 6, a 6. Oh no, a 3, yeah.
and
Okay.
a 4.
4.
Yeah, Makayla wins. Especially with the +2.
Wait, don't we have the exact same? We actually tie. Without
Wait,
the
really?
+2. Yeah, because you got a 3, a 6,
3.
and a 4. I got a 6, a 3, and a 4.
Oh, I heard 663.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
you guys
no,
actually have
yeah,
the same
yeah.
roll, but then the proficiency
gaming
comes
set.
in.
And then I cheated. Get on.
uh-huh. Zoaz has a wry smile as he loses, how much was it? 13 GP?
I think in total, well, technically you only lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think you lose 8. So you minus 8. But yeah, it was. Yeah, because it was 10 and then I added 4. Yeah.
Cool.
And money exchanges hands.
Mm-hmm.
7. Wait, does that make sense? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We're really good at this whole thing.
God, whatever. You know what? Just say 8 gold.
Zoaz has a sort of defeated smile on his face. Says,
He nods.
well, I'll have to improve my skills.
Makayla chuckles. It's a. It's a. Definitely a game with a high skill curve. You know. Fuck. Oh, sorry. So sorry.
It's fine. Can't believe Makayla just swore like that.
You know.
And she's old. She's a lot of few fuck words.
She looks sort of into the distance. There's a sort of hint of sadness. I've played this game with countless people. You can learn quite a bit about them from just playing a few rounds. Like Elena, for example. Well, I never
One
could
eyebrow.
beat her.
One eyebrow raises, one scaly eyebrow.
I could never beat her at this game. Well, not in a long format. A couple rounds or two, but she'd always end up ahead.
So you have many years of... You've been acquainted with Elena for many years then?
Makayla nods. Yeah, yes. I have known her for... well, much of her tenure at the Moonlight Shepherds.
Well, you'll have to tell me of some of those adventures I'm sure you've had with her. Elena's an interesting woman, to be sure.
She chuckles at that. Indeed, she is. But then like a slightly more grim expression washes over her face for just a moment. As she sort of goes back to more like a softer smile and gets up. Well, I guess we should be getting ourselves ready to take the jump.
Indeed. And Zoaz will stand up and dust off his robes.
Pastiche, hit me a painter supplies check with advantage.
Okie dokie.
Not bad. You can tell me how this is with that kind of roll.
I mean, it's a pretty dang convincing replica.
I mean, it's a work of art.
Mm-hmm.
It's, the scene laid before you in paint form. There's not too much to say about it.
It's
Pastiche didn't really embellish, just a life drawing.
Pastiche has created a still life. It's pretty darn good. And
Makayla sort of walks up and views the finished painting. You have captured the land well. You have done it more than justice.
Thank you. Easy. I felt inspired.
A view like this, I do not blame you for wishing to capture it.
It is a rare opportunity.
Well, try well enough, and it's not as rare as you think. And she
You
would
have
sort
my
of
attention.
that she'd sort of start going over to our little lizard friend.
hello. Are we to depart then? Yes.
Peter's gonna nod at him.
Mm-hmm. Looking around.
Zoaz speaks up. I believe I am ready.
Mm-hmm.
Pastiche is kind of packing away their painting. He gives a slight nod.
Okay, one moment. I turn it on. And Rizzbiff pushes a couple buttons, adjusts a couple leathers, and you all are wrapped in some form of energy. Like you can feel it around you, almost like you're wearing a suit. You don't particularly see anything, but Rizzbiff looks ready to go. He gestures to you all, waves a beckoning hand. Go. Come on, we must all jump at once in order for it to work on wide mode.
Xalia's about ready to fucking jump. So, the rest you can hurry up.
I count on, we jump on 3? Yes, I think that is most easy way to do it. 3, 2, 1. And
We're gonna go?
Rizzbiff jumps.
Zoaz quickly jumps with him, realizing that by jump on 3 he meant jump once he's counted 3 times.
Xalia jumped before Rizzbiff.
Okay.
Xalia also midair shapeshifts her arms into like she can't actually make wings, but she can do an approximation of them. So she sure is gonna fucking do that.
Alright.
And she's gonna flap.
Does anyone not jump? Is all I need to know.
It's thinking about it.
You know, this rock is actually pretty comfy. I think I'll take the stair. No, I'll jump.
I think I'll take the stairs.
Yeah, I'm jumping.
Okay.
Quick, he said this was safe, right? And then gathers his courage and jumps as well.
Alright, you all jump off and plummet to the ground.
Oh, adventure done. Nice job, everybody.
How fast
Hey,
was
good
it?
game. That was fun.
Yeah.
Alright, see y'all next week.
And then instantly, as the rush of air just is blasting you in the face, the slow fall machine kicks on with an electrical noise, and you all float gently to the ground. You feel this suit of energy that had been bestowed upon you kind of apply some resistance against your form, and tumble a bit, right yourself. You're able to maneuver and orient your body as you come down. Xalia has this magnificent looking question mark wing.
Shitty bat wings. Like, she has membranes, but they're not big enough and they're not connected right.
And you all gently drizzle to the sand. It's an easy landing as well, just as Rizzbiff described. You just thump, as if you jumped off the last few stairs from a stairway. And you all make it to the ground unharmed. Told you, landing is easy.
For the second time of the day, Twig falls to his hands and knees and just starts kissing the ground.
And
Xalia's gonna mage hand and wipe the dirt out of Twig's mouth. I'm just gonna give him a
Zoaz sighs and says, I trust the Sparkers, but it is a test of courage every time.
Oh, come now. What's a little adventure without some test of faith?
Test of faith, eh? I believe I may have had my fair share of those over the years.
Keep a sparkle, always adventure. And then you all just come along to your raptors that you had. It appears that you're one short. Someone's gonna have to give Rizzbiff a ride.
not it.
Zoaz offers Rizzbiff to sit on the back of his raptor.
Oh, Shepherd, thank you very much. Rizzbiff only has his own 2 legs, you see. And he hops up on the rump of the raptor, holds on to you. As you all are preparing to depart, Makayla, Twig, and Zoaz, you do notice a form advancing upon your group. In the twilight, it's difficult to make out quite what it is. You 3 go ahead and roll perception, but it does appear to be advancing. You'll want to take off self-roll.
Oh, yeah, I can reveal this.
Oh yeah, good call.
Whoa, a 23, a natural 20.
Uh-huh. So that's
All right.
it's a 4th one and 2
Once
such.
again,
You got
you
good
either
eye.
see it or you don't.
All right. Yeah, you guys rolled really well. That's fantastic. You are able to make out what it is in the even in the dim light. That it from a larger distance away. It's maybe 100-ish, 150-ish feet away. It's when you finally make out what it is, it's like just a synapse in your brain just fires. It's like, oh no, this is a person draped in a sandy-colored, torn cloak. They've got part of their head wrapped in a equally sandy-colored cloth, but something's off about their gait. They're sort of shambling, just off-kilter, off-balance. This is a desiccated corpse heading your way, a zombie, a wanderer. Someone perished out here, and the curse has filled their body with wanderlust, and they're heading straight for you. Oh no! Makayla and Zoaz, go ahead and give me a history or a nature check, your choice, as you all decide what to do with this threat that's maybe 100-ish, 150 feet away.
Zoaz will basically call out to everyone, I believe we have company, a wanderer. They had not been buried properly.
And Makayla, you realize that people in this group may not be aware, and you recall knowledge about them over the times that you've had to deal with them before. They're always hostile, and they are always quicker than you expect. And their strikes drain life force to bolster themselves. They're best dealt with before anyone even touches them.
Okay.
And it's coming up on you guys quicker than you expect.
Okay, so Makayla would have been like kind of lying behind. She would have like been looking up into the air back at the islands with almost like a youthful reverie. She really enjoyed that. Not flying, obviously, but the falling with style, I suppose Lightyear would say it. And sort of as Zoaz, makes the warning, she's like instantly snapped out of it, and like looks in the direction of the Wanderer, and very quickly says, "Everyone onto the raptors now. We must go."
Indeed, we must move quickly. They are faster than you may think.
I'm rolling initiative for it. So yeah, you all hop on the raptor probably about this time before everyone gets saddled and like their stuff sorted. It's upon you guys. Go ahead and everybody roll initiative.
There's the initiative button.
Well, that was Vigilant Blessing, wasn't it? Cool.
Shout outs to Vigilant Blessing.
Giving me 2 of the same dice rolls.
Alright, everybody gets to go before the Wanderer does.
Wait, why did that roll is 20? I did 2d20. It did 2d20 keep highest plus 1. I rolled 2 10s and it gave me a 20.
I thought you rolled a 10 and a 19.
Oh, maybe I mistook one of them from my die.
Yeah, you have a 19 and a 10, which is plus 1, 20.
Cool. Raikel, you're set to self rolls, private rolls.
Oh, am I? Oh, yeah, that's.
So, Chuman, you have the first to go. What would you like to do against this Wanderer? So they say.
Oh, it's to our east. Okay, I thought it was to our
We are currently saddled.
Yes.
Correct?
Yep. Makayla has given the the suggestion, the command to peace out, but you can do whatever you want.
Whatever you do not let it touch you.
Oh, should we move our characters over towards the raptors so we have a better idea of positioning?
Yeah, it's right next to you guys.
Bam.
Do this. Let's see. Chuman is gonna take out his bow.
Okay.
And he's going to ensnare it.
Okay. That old ensnaring strike. So you take out your bow, draw an arrow, knock it. There's this grayish color energy that encircles the arrowhead, and go ahead and roll an attack with your longbow.
That's right, that wasn't set up.
14 does hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I roll this.
Okay, so that's 11 damage.
And it needs to roll the saving throw.
Okay. I will do just that. Nope. I'm also going to roll a Constitution saving throw. Not a chance.
Oh boy.
Okay. Chuman, you take this arrow and just let it fly. Choo! It splashes through the Wanderer, so it appears, and these gray stone-like vines clink and chain themselves to the ground and drag the Wanderer down with it. It seems like your first strike was enough to destroy it, or perhaps it was already wounded and had not supped upon the life essences of anybody else to become truly strong. You have dispatched the threat. It is dead.
Well, I don't believe we have to worry about him coming after us anymore.
Just looks at the body with a darkened expression.
Zoaz would be aware of the custom to bury those that die quickly, correct?
There is now a custom to bury those that die quickly.
Well, that's what I thought, because the heckin' Wanderers...
Oh, you mean the
weren't
Wanderers?
they?
Oh, no, yeah. To do something with the body other than just let it lie in the sand, definitely.
Yeah. Zoaz would let out, he had been holding his breath because it was close to the group at this point, and he has some experience with them, but he would kind of stare at it for a while and say, well, we should be going. I don't know why there would be one of these out and about. It's common practice to treat the dead with enough respect to prevent them from wandering around on the surface, but...
And so as you're looking at it, you can see that now that it has been struck down, the skin and the bones are slowly dissolving into sand and adding to the desert.
Well,
At any rate.
a death does not usually happen in isolation. Whatever caused that one, whatever caused that one's initial demise, is something I do not want to stay around to find out.
Agreed.
Okay. You guys pull your raptors and set them in motion back towards Tenuto, trekking through the warm sands. They do retain a bit of the sunlight. There's some of the sun's warmth as it gets on in the evening. There's bits of desert grass sprouting every so often. With Rizzbiff in tow, you return to the northern gates of Tenuto. The Dune Striders stationed at the entrance hail you. For a moment, you can see that they've got crossbows trained on you because what if you're a wanderer, that sort of thing. But as soon as they see that you're living, breathing people, they let them down. And
Are there wanderers on raptors often?
you don't know. They bring you back in.
Say the raptors can't be wanderers too.
It's true. And briefly quiz you on your excursion before letting you on your way. And you are once again back inside the city also known as Horizon's Gate. There's the sea air of the bay on your nose, and you've safely gotten Rizzbiff back into the city. What would you like to do?
Turn him in.
Turn him in.
Go to the green arrow. Makayla will say, I will return these raptors to my wake.
That's a little loud.
Sorry, what?
I was just talking to myself, sorry.
Okay, yeah. You all go ahead and finish this journey. I'll be back at the tavern if you need me once I finish.
Okay. You all hop off the loned raptors. Makayla goes to visit and return them where they need to be. The goal is to return Rizzbiff. Well, he will gladly show you the way. He's got his signature chuckle the entire time, and he's just pointing you around He explains, there's a stairwell to a second floor of, there's a sort of section between buildings, yes? You jump, and then you go into the alleyway. Here. And he leads you up some sandstone, some stairs, and then he looks around, and then he just jumps off the side, and he disappears into an alleyway. You guys follow him, and he is standing and pointing at a dull-hued patch of ground. He runs over to it and opens a cellar door of sorts. This way. And although there is a ladder, he jumps down.
Zoaz is going to peer over the edge.
You can make out some purple-colored tiles and a flickering yellow firelight.
He's going to take the ladder.
All right. Dump, 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 dump. You guys head on down at the bottom.
Xalia still has wing arms, so she's gonna jump.
All right. Everyone heads down in some manner or another. And at the bottom, you are presented with a workplace safety violation. There's clutter everywhere. Things stacked on top of things. All standing fixtures are too close together. There's arcane reagents on top of any flat surface. There's desks that are overstuffed with papers. There's an unattended, spilled chemical concoction that's slowly eating away at the rug. And you can hear Donato and Juice's voice discussing something.
Now, Juice, I'm telling you, this is a real job. A real job, I swear. Upon my pappy scales. It's real. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's a real job.
And then you hear Juice replying, "Yes, you've been saying that for the past 30 minutes. What is it?" Before Rizzbiff skids around the corner, yelling,
"No! I ain't seen you in ages. Come here, kiddo."
And Rizzbiff darts behind some bookcases, and you hear some clothing ruffle, and you come around, and you can see Rizzbiff hanging out in Donato's arms with a big old hug.
Nice.
Nice.
Everyone's smiling. There is much rejoicing. Hugs are shared. Juice is pouring some drinks. She thanks everyone profusely. "Oh, thank you, 1,000 thank yous. It's tough being a team when the only one left is missing." She's got like her hands up on her forehead, just scratching at her forehead absentmindedly as she's trying to, like, as if she's stressed, of course.
Mm-hmm.
She walks over and ruffles Rizzbiff's head and looks to you like, well, I'll provide the reward right away then. 200 gold to you all. You can split it off between each other. She still she furrows her brow. And I believe I promised you a choice of invention, yes? Here, I presented these three. I chose them because they're previous winners of the science fair when I used to, but before the scramble, that is. Yeah, and she's still frazzled as ever. And she points to a few things, and you cast your gaze over them. One of them appears to be an apparatus similar to what you have seen Rizzbiff and Juice wear. It looks like it's fit to band up your hand and arm. This is clearly and obviously a Sparker's tool to shift earth and excavate. Knowing that it came from a Sparker, it probably also it can be used to excavate people. The next device that she's gesturing to, this looks like like concentric circles with a trigger mechanism on it. Looks handheld, like with a pistol grip. It looks futuristic and alien, though it's lightweight and easy to point. Zeus explains that it emits flashes of light through a bulb, and it sends blinding color all around. And then, finally, there is a third device. You can see that they've been tagged and labeled. You suspect that it's a misspelling at first, but Juice assures that it's intentional. They are tagged Velocity Defrictionalizer. And these appear to be foot gear, and they've got quad wheels on each of them. So there's two, there's a pair, so obviously. And then they look very fancy. The wheels appear to have some sort of colored tubing around each of them. And they mention that they're labeled that you can click the heels together to move at an extreme but completely safe speed. And Juice lets you choose any one. Anyone that has dealt with a Sparker can probably surmise that even though they clearly do a job, something there's always something about them that makes them exciting, is the play word.
Haley was too busy poking her nose in things to pay attention.
And Juice is too busy rewarding the party to notice.
You hear muffled bumps and crashes from over here.
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
With disadvantage, because it's in such disarray.
Oh my god.
Yeah, cool disadvantage. 18 anyway. Alright. You are, you're looking around. You accidentally bump into a bookshelf while trying to, step over something, and a glass tube falls and a scroll falls, but they fall into your hands, luckily enough, and they don't break and shatter and destroy everything. You look under your feet, and there seems to be some sort of vaguely arranged, weathered circle. It looks like an arcane sigil.
Do I recognize that?
That's an Arcana check.
Oh.
Magic.
The dice give us and the dice take us away.
True.
It's curious, and you definitely recognize it as some sort of magical implement, and it does serve a purpose, but you're not quite sure why. Just the general disarray of the lab is affecting your comprehension. But you put the scrolls back and the tube back, and you do manage to find maybe a blueprint of some old discarded invention sticking out, and you're currently holding that in your hands. Looks like it might have served some purpose, but
I'm gonna make yourself a little nest and sit down to look at things.
Okay.
Zoaz is going to clear his throat and say, I appreciate the offer. But Selene has guided me well thus far, and I believe that she will continue to do so. So, the others may have their pick of these great devices.
Chuman looks over at Pastiche and Twig.
Twig is busy just looking around the whole room like he's a kid in a candy shop, just looking at all the strange devices and things he doesn't recognize.
Pastiche is carefully scanning the bookshelves.
Perception for Twig, investigation for Pastiche.
Well then, seems the others are more interested in your area than the gifts themselves.
Oh, I'm sorry that it's a mess down here. I really am. It it's tough to get a shop when you're no matter. And do any of these three speak to you? I'm willing to give these away, but I do have more, but I need those. I'm still working on those.
I will think about it.
Go ahead.
I'll be sure to let you know which one I would prefer to take.
No need to choose now, but these my favorite. And he taps the footgear with the wheels on them.
Somehow, that does not surprise me.
Donato knows I like to go fast.
I see. It would have definitely been useful for your situation back there.
Indeed, yes. I had my own. This is replica. That's how that's what I use to get away from Cat Beast. Oh, just Cat Beast, big thing. I take them out though.
He gets down and lowers his hips again. He just makes more crossbow shooting motions. Donato kind of cracks her eye, smiles like, "Well, looky here, ain't he the most feistiest little critter you saw? I bet you can put him up against anything and he come out on top. I reckon." He sucks whatever drool dribble he has in his mouth with the Twig, as you're peering around, just looking around, you find a piece of gold just laying on the bookshelf. There's an empty bottle, a couple empty bottles, several empty bottles, and you're just you've got your face maybe in the bookshelf looking at all the titles, and then you drop to the next row and to the next column, and then you're face to face with this long-toothed animal skull just right there. And then you find a bowl with several serrated, edged, jagged, what looks to be teeth in the bowl. It's not labeled.
And Twig picks up the bowl and shows it to the rest of the room and just says, "What does this thing do?"
I believe that it contains materials such as those located inside.
Juice holds out her hands. "Oh, don't drop those, please. If they hit the ground, we'll have some trouble. They turn into other things. It's something that we found out in the savannah."
What kind of other things?
Well, let's see how to describe it. You see, it's some kind of bear creature, but in its maw are those precise things that you hold in your mouth in that bowl there. It seems like it has this strange power to create more. So, I think its worst enemy is a dentist.
Twig just carefully puts the bowl back down on the shelf where he found it.
Pastiche, there's several books. They're mainly on, like, applied magical theory. And you do spot a couple interesting tomes, just mainly about how it is to be a Sparker. Looks like this tome is dustless, so it appears that it does get read a lot. And if you find a bit about the Sparker Creed, about how they are attempting to find ever greater heights, and their motto is all about their motto is leave your fears behind, stride forward confidently in the direction of your dreams. And it goes on to explain that Sparkers are involved in many projects. Not only are they responsible for a lot of the technology advancement, but also they're involved in many public works projects. So sewers, pretty much anything that some other dimension might take for granted as just a normal thing to have as part of just easy living. Sparkers here create these things, and they're responsible for it. Which, of course, for Pastiche, kind of hammers in something that he might have already known, but he did. The creed is now known to you, and the motto is now known to you.
Cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and put that book back.
Okay.
Don't want to accidentally steal something.
Not.
Denoto and
steal on
Rizzbiff are just chatting among each other. Rizzbiff is regaling Denoto of the tales, of the expedition up into the floating platforms and rocks. Denoto's listening intently, kind of chuckling, and you can see he wears his face on his sleeve, so his facial emotions are all very exaggerated.
Zoaz, tearing his vision away from Rizzbiff and Denoto, is going to turn to Jus and ask, on your initial excursion into the ruins, did you happen to see two plates, one of which seemed to be giving off heat?
Jus kind of like ahas and says, "Oh yes, we tested it. We looked a lot into it, really. That was the first thing we found, and it seems to give off some sort of heat device, a warmth device. It's certainly pleasing, and we tested it and put our machines and our devices against it, and we found out that it seems to be a very pleasing device. It slowly lulls anything on top of it or above it into a dreamless sleep.
I see.
It's very comforting. Beyond that, we couldn't really find out what purpose it would serve. Like, why would they build such a thing?
Perhaps it was for the many creatures resting above it.
We called it the Nap Circle.
Naps. A name indeed. I will remember that.
Surely it must serve some other purpose, but that was the apparent one. Xalia, as you're reading this blueprint, you realize that the what you call it? It's in sort of like an offshoot of normal common. You know common, so you're able to read this. It's just the language of the area. Khorzaire, of course. And as you're taking a look at it, you're handling it, reading it, you can see some small notes, and reading over all the notes, the footnote seems to be going over some more magical theory. And upon reading that, the rest of it kind of makes sense. This overall is it's a blueprint, so it's big, right? It basically gives the idea of how to apply the arcane weave to a certain spell. So there's a spell hidden in here, and but it's a lot of technical jargon that you're not used to because it's a Sparker's blueprint. You could probably take some time to translate it.
Okay. She's gonna, in the absence of anyone else telling her what to do, she's gonna start doing that.
Okay. Meanwhile, Denodo is chuckling, regaling everyone. He's assuring that everything's cool. Then finally he says, Juice brings it up. It's like, just tell me what it is. Stop assuring me. Stop beating around the bush. It's like, all right, fine. Look. Sniffs, thumbs his nose. Okay, so this. Stay with me here. Don't be alarmed. Don't. Okay, everybody. I'm only saying it here because I know these guys is trustworthy too, and so. Listen, I'm sorry. I wanted to apologize. I'm sorry about last time didn't work out very well. I acknowledge that, and I throw myself at your feet and beg y'all's forgiveness. But listen, I got a real job here. All that's in the past now. Check this out. We don't need no hollandaise. We got Cyril. And then Rizzbiff and Juice, and likely anyone else from this land, snap to Denodo in this exacerbated what? Sort of countenance. Because Juice pries, you know that Cyril is still shrouded in mist, yes? We can't go there? Now, yep, that's exactly right, but now look here, I've been traveling ever since, that whole thing. I've spent many years abroad, Juice. I've learned a couple things. I got a thinker right up here, and he, taps his head. I'll have you know, I'll tell you what. Alright, so, there's a way to reverse all this. Fancy that? And I've been researching, and I figured it out by journeying outside of Khorzaire. You see, they got legends and myths and tales all their own, and they ain't so different to what they have here in Khorzaire, I'll tell you. See, I did some magical research on my own, and by golly, I was successful, so I came here to pick you two up, and here's the deal. We reverse all this, ain't no mist, ain't no dead people, ain't no wanderers, and we go to Cyril, and let me tell you, we have our own nation. Don't need no Hollandus, ain't gotta mess with Zonrune no more, and we can just have the nation of Juice, Rizzbiff, and Denodo. We'll hang out in Cyril, and we'll be our own merchant king there. Ain't gotta do nothing.
This all seems a bit grand.
Twig approaches Donato and says, "What exactly do you mean by reverse all this?"
Well, you see, I came up with that I was reading some legendary documents, and of course I did my own legendary research myself. And he tips his hat. We can put a stop to all this. There's some ancient artifact and some magical spell that you cast on this ancient artifact, and by golly, this whole thing stops.
Where did you learn about all this?
Well, it's as I said, Sonny. I did some researching. I spelunked in some ruins and figured it out all by myself with all them legends they got up there. It's that's not too different from our own. They said some kind of like kingly man. If I remember my own research, we got a kingly man in our thing. Well, he dies up there, and some knight kicked his butt. But I did a bunch of research in then, and by golly, that's our ticket. If you all want in, you can all be part of the nation. We could have our own whole court.
Chuman quietly chuckles.
You can all be merchant princes. Think of all the riches and all the undiscovered stuff in Cyril.
Indeed. But, you do understand how dangerous it can be to even approach the mist.
Well, yeah. That's why I ain't there right now. I wanted to link up with Zeus and Rizzbiff first. See if there's anybody else from the old gang.
And would you have other things to attend to, such as how you did when we had to go rescue Rizzbiff?
Well, the only thing that I got to attend to is my birthday. And that's tomorrow.
I see.
Chuman speaks up. While the riches are great, sound grand, I have no need for that. I have more pressing matters that I need to attend with concerning some history on my ancestry.
Well, that's fine. Everybody don't gotta go, but everybody who does, think of all the wonders, all the tales, all the ancient civilization that could be there. I think it's got a little something for any kind of persuasion.
Would Twig be able to tell if he's like talking out of his butt, basically?
That's an insight check. Anyone who kind of like isn't buying it can make an insight check.
I was about to ask.
Well, I trust him.
Chuman and Zoaz. This seems a little fishy.
Of all the scenes to not be in.
Chuman and Zoaz, this seems a little fishy. Cyril is obviously the site of a great calamity or catastrophe, with everything that entails there. Sort of dispelling it is not quite heard of. And you probably have some misgivings about your own limited interaction with Donato about whether or not he's really capable of doing that.
Real quick, I believe Rise Power just went out.
Oh no!
Yeah, unfortunate. At any rate, Zoaz is gonna kinda... And how exactly would you plan to dispel the great shroud hanging over the ruined nation?
Well, I told you, I got some legendary stuff.
artifacts, spells.
Zoaz kind of cuts him off. And it's like, yes, you told us, but I would prefer more specifics before involving myself in a pipe dream.
He looks at you. Make a persuasion check. Looks at you. Kind of like looks around. Juice and Rizzbiff are not backing him up. They're just still flabbergasted. Licks his lips. Alright, fine. I'll come clean. It ain't all me, you see. I didn't do them spelunkins. I didn't know, but the whole thing is real, I tell you. See, there's I met somebody. They said their name is Caramel, and they explained to me all the things, and then there's they explained to me the legend and the. Are you still with me, son? They explained to me the legend and what you gotta do, and then there's some things that you gotta light. There's like braziers there that you gotta turn on, and by turn on I mean you gotta light the fire. Excuse me, I'm using Sparkler language. And then from there, that sort of wards off the area, and if you turn them all on, sorry, I did it again. If you light them all, and then recite the hookah-dooka, then by golly, that whole mist goes away. And he like puffs out his chest and like leans back in his chair.
I see.
It's the truth, I'm telling y'all. I got the good news. That Caramel feller's here too. They told me all this, and then they said that they was gonna go see to it, but I decided I was gonna do it too. They left on the boat before I did. I couldn't get the same ship, you see, because it took me a little while to maybe get the courage to come back to Khorzaire, but that's neither here nor there. The only destination is there. Now I can do it. I know I can, but I know you all can do it too, and if we all do it together, well, by golly, we got ourselves a nation.
And did this Caramel mention the Wanderers as well?
Mention the. I'm sorry, son. I was too focused on something else. What'd you say?
Did this Caramel mention the Wanderers as well?
Indeed, they did. They said that there's some sort of magical device that you bring to the place. I'm getting my memories jostled here, but there's this necklace that's kind of like concentric circles and stuff, and is like some kind of keychain thing like you get at the fair, but like you wear it around your neck, and like all the circles kind of intertwine, and they just like spin on their own, that kind of thing. And then, I'm sorry, where was I? Oh yeah, so the artifact, and then you have that, and that points the way. You see, you've got a map of the stars, and that might make sense to you.
In a way.
If you follow the star map, and then you light the fires, and then you do the magic words and stuff, everybody lives, and then everybody gets to live in Cyril. And then I get to be the Merchant King, and you all get to be the Merchant Kings, and we all have life and riches and stuff, and so on and so forth. It's a real job, I'm saying.
I'm gonna roll history to see if I recognize the name Caramel.
Okay.
What? You're doing that?
Cool.
Would any of these would anyone in the scene know Nishir sort of folklore? Would they have any reason to know that? Okay. Just curious.
Zoaz, The name Caramel is not known to you. This this must be someone outside of Khorzaire, or someone that you just have not interacted with or heard tales of. So they're not a legendary figure.
Zoaz is going to say... He's going to think on it for a moment. And sort of... Well... How long... You said tomorrow's your birthday, correct?
That's right.
Would you be, after you've taken care of your birthday, willing to talk this over some more? It is nearing the late hours of the night. I believe some of these people need rest, given we've been out adventuring, saving Rizzbiff.
You're right, it is kind of late. That's fine, we can talk about this another time. Ain't not a gun... Oops, excuse me. Got a little burp in my mouth there. ain't gotta make any kind of life-changing decisions all in one night. Go ahead and sleep on it. I got my birthday tomorrow. I'm gonna keep a low profile, but you know where to find me.
And where would that be?
Well, here, I guess.
I see.
Tell you what, you can come to my birthday. It'll be here.
It'll be here.
Just a little quiet drink among friends. I don't mean to...
I see. Well, I suppose I do not currently have anything better to do, so I will see you here tomorrow. As for the others, I believe once they've gotten their gift, it is up to them.
Alright. He tips his hat.
Zoaz is going to head out and see if he can find Makayla.
Okay. Zoaz exits.
Yes.
You pass Mitch on the way. He's been kind of perched on the railing.
Hanging out.
Mitch gives you a little hoot-hoot.
Zoaz smiles at Mitch. And then exits.
Alright. Zeus and Rizzbiff are in thought while you exit. Donato, I think I'll have to take a rest and sleep on it myself, but... Yeah. I'll tell you I'll tell you tomorrow. And Rizzbiff pipes in. I'm all aboard. I think fun, adventure, that's what Spark are always after. Donato smiles at the diminutive lizard, then kind of like sighs a bit, looks around, then hollers over to Xalia. Xalia, you're with me, ain't you?
I have been entirely focused, so she's gonna actually jump, and hopefully, maybe that causes some crashing noises, some smashing.
I'm pretty sure it absolutely does. Yeah.
Okay. She's gonna scuttle over, realize, oh wait, yeah, there are people here, and then just pull herself back up to, human height, approximately human height. Mouthful of those funny teeth that are, we're told to avoid because she heard about them. That sounds fun. She's gonna take a moment. She's gonna visibly be thinking. Well, you can't see her eyes, so you don't see her doing this. But replay through the sound that she wasn't paying attention to in her memory. And then she's gonna calmly, kind of sadly look at him and shake her head.
Well, that's fine. Offers always on the table, Xalia.
And kind of give them a little thankful bow.
Alright, well, I know what I'm not wanted. I'll see myself out. I do see.
Bailey's gonna give him a fucking mage hand pat on the back.
and
then she's gonna minor illusion a little, like, fucking party popper right by his head, and then words happy birthday right in front of his face.
he smiles and nods. Oh, I do thank you for the birthday. I got a funny feeling about tomorrow, but maybe it's just another year older, I think. Chitty bye. And then Janetto goes to exit.
Pastiche gives him a piercing glare on the way out.
Kind of stops for a moment. And then, like, scratches the spot. Like, it itches it at the spot that you're staring into. And just shudders. And then Donotto exits, unless anyone says anything else.
Nope.
Okay. RPG stair climb noises.
As soon as Donato leaves the room, Twig walks up to Juice and, like, points a thumb at the stairway and says, "What did you think about that, Juice? Do you think he's onto something, or is he just going crazy?"
Well, Twig, I don't know what to think. His claim is outlandish. Cyril, bring it back to normal. The thought. But I will say that in all the years that I've known him, and all the troubles that we've gone through, in fact, you know, if anything, I should harbor some sort of mirth towards him, because his antics are the direct cause of one of my troubles anyway. But I do trust the man, and I can say that we've known each other for many, many years, decades. He has never, not once, told me something that was incorrect. If he says he can do it, he must believe in his heart that he can. He knows something that he isn't quite letting on. Or maybe old age has finally gotten to him and the man's gone senile.
And Twig nods very seriously and says, "Alright, thank you very much, Juice." And then he looks over and points at the items on the table and says, "So is anyone else gonna want one of these?"
Anyone else want one? Can I finish this?
Are you gonna eat that?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
What is this music?
It's
Exhale.
it is nighttime and Tenuta music.
I see.
You're about to get some mood whiplash in the morning.
Good.
Spoilers. Twig, it appears that no one's taking you up on your offer, so you
Yeah,
have...
Xalia's, like, kind of zoned out.
Twig just...
Gives you a look and just kind of waves a claw.
And Twig just shrugs and says, "Alright, Rizzbiff, I'm gonna trust you on this one." And he grabs the strange footwear.
Good choice. If it ever becomes unprepared, bring it to me. I prepare it.
But that's not something that's likely to happen, right?
Who knows?
You have in your inventory a velocity defrictionalizer. And she nods. She makes sure that someone has the 200 gold to divvy out. And you have the rest of the evening to yourselves to do whatever. You'll need lodging, probably.
Zoaz is, as stated, looking for Makayla, trying to find her.
Makayla, how hard are you to find?
Well, I specifically said where to find me, so pretty easy. I'm at the tavern.
Zoaz, you know exactly where that is.
Nice.
Anyone else? Before we move over to that, is anyone else doing anything in the evening?
Probably not.
Okay.
If we're collectively looking with lodging, Xalia's probably gonna stick with the group.
I was just gonna ask if you could put now that the scene's over, could you put my character token in so I can see it?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It's fine. I wasn't there, but I'm just curious now, like what the scene was.
Here you go.
Oh, okay.
Would there be anyone in town we could ask about the necklace and book that we found?
What?
The necklace and book that we found in the...
Right.
Yeah.
Did you find a necklace?
Zoaz did.
It wasn't a necklace, it was like a heart trinket.
Oh, that thing, yeah. Yeah, probably... You could find somebody, but it is getting late. Perhaps they are closed at this time.
Okay.
Zoaz, you realize, or you remember that you could probably get somebody at the Moonlight Shepherds to look at it, maybe consult some books, and be able to say, yeah, this is probably what it is. Or you could visit the Sparkers. and they'll probably tell you what it is. Maybe they'll want to make some adjustments to it.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
Okay. Alright, anyone doing anything aside from Zoaz and Makayla?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, Xalia's probably gonna wander around a little bit, just see what's there to be seen, even if it's this late.
Okay.
Pastiche will probably head straight for the tavern.
Everyone's going to the tavern?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that is the inn as well, huh?
Maybe a bit.
Yeah, that is how medieval towns tended to work.
Alright, well let me...
see, at least.
Let me fix that then. Alright, so... Go ahead, Zoaz and Makayla. And I'll get you guys some nighttime talking music.
Cool. So, Zoaz, probably in a bit of a huff, enters the tavern and looks around before spotting Makayla, and then tromps over.
Yeah, she'd be sitting sort of peacefully drinking a nice evening tonic. I don't know. Let's just say she drinks gin or something. Gin and tonic.
Yeah, he lays his staff up against the table, sits down, and lets out a heavy sigh. Denoto, you, the man who was at the table with us, the Dragonborn.
Yes, how went your hero's reward?
Well, we did indeed get Rizzbiff back to Juice, though Denoto seemed to have the prospect of a very grand, if ill-advised, prospect for the group. He seemed to want to get rid of or dispel the mist surrounding Cyril, which...
The moment you say those words, Cyril, Makayla's sort of kind expression gets very serious, and she leans in very closely. You said Cyril, right?
Yes. You must know of it.
Of course. What? Sorry, continue. What?
He, seems to want to become merchant king and make us all merchant kings of our own nation. Though, personally, I believe that he does not know what he is talking about.
How does he think he intends to do such a thing?
Oh, some artifact? I believe lighting up some braziers? It's, he did not seem to quite understand. It wasn't even really his information in the first place. He had gotten it from someone else. Just parroting research that they had done. It seems insane to me. I will be going back in the morning to see them once again, but
it is not insane.
Oh?
I don't know what information he has, but... Well... So... Nashir folklore speaks of a... sort of... lights that, once lit, would mark the... how do you say it? It's been a while since I've had to recount this tale. Recount this tale. The lanterns, once lit, would mark the sign that Cyril would be safe, or not safe, but it would be time for the Nesha people to return to their homeland and retake their city. So you see, the Nesha, well, or those who became the original Nesha, they came from Cyril.
I see.
My parents were some of them.
So it is not necessarily his land to claim.
No, it is not. But if he has information on these... Did he give you any other information on the method or the location?
I do not remember exactly what you said. It was all very jumbled. You can come with us tomorrow. He is going to be at Juice's workshop, along with Rizzbiff. But he did mention a name, the one who told him this information. I believe that would be important for you to know. They said it was Karamel?
Out of character. I assume I don't know this name either.
It is not a name known to you.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured. Just wanted to make sure. I've never heard of them, but their information seems to align with mine. And she gets in close and has like a gestures for you to get close, get a little closer, and she starts speaking a more hushed whisper or hushed tone. The real reason I've stayed here and that I'm waiting for Elena is because I wish to go and find these lanterns and light them for my people.
I see.
It is not a task that should be taken lightly. There are many that would see it not happen, and there are many, and it is something that there's a low chance of even getting there and a much lower chance of making it back. It would not remove all. From what I understand, it wouldn't completely lift the curse, but rather take away its sort of source. It would no longer spread. It's
interesting. Well, I believe it would be in your best interest to come with me to Dinoto's birthday drink. Not so much a party.
Just give you like a wet, like a wet face.
A drink among friends was what he said.
Okay.
But yes, that is somewhat concerning. And I believe I have a few choice words to give him.
I appreciate you telling me of this.
Thought it might be somewhat important for you to know. I also somewhat expected some answers, given you seemed quite knowledgeable. You've clearly been around. So, for the moment, I plan to go and rest up for the night. I will meet you here in the morning.
Rest well.
You as well. And Zoaz will pick up his staff and sort of make his way out of the tavern towards wherever he was lodging, most likely at an outpost of the shepherds.
Makayla sits, staring deeply into her drink, just in contemplative thought.
Xalia, as you wander the night streets, give me a perception check.
Okay, let me do that.
Based on hearing. Okay. Why not just say, I would like to win, Accel?
Listen, I do not control the rate at which the dice roll.
Alright, natural 20 will do it. Surprise. As you're walking the streets, it is dimly lit. The Dunestrider walk around, looking around, just making sure everyone is safe. There aren't any prowlers in the night. One nods, recommends that you find shelter for the evening before moving off on the rest of their patrol. Maybe about 10 minutes later, you hear some conversation between two individuals. It sounds similar to a pair of voices that you have heard before. You listen in, and by the time you are able to make it out, it is similar to the voices that you heard in the tavern the first time you were there. And the first few sentences that you are able to recognize are, "Oh boy, we gonna get him good." And then there's a different voice saying, "Can you remind me when we're gonna put him on the ground?" Which is quickly reprised with, No, say floor him. We're gonna floor him. And it's 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock tomorrow, okay? Don't get it wrong. And then they are clearly walking and talking, and their voices start to fade.
She's gonna follow, actually.
Okay.
She's gonna shapeshift herself into the exact same as the person she just passed. The guard.
Okay. Make a
and she said,
perception check for following, but go ahead.
Oh, perception for following. Okay. This is gonna be the 1. not a 1.
Okay. You are able to keep up with them a little bit. They just seem to be going over plans. You miss parts of the conversation, but you're able to like stay in the same general area. Like you're able to say, okay, they're traveling northeast, so you go that way again. They seem to be talking about.
He thinks we don't know he's back, but ain't he in for a surprise? Oh, surprises are fun. This is going to be great.
And then they fade off again. Grab another perception check to make sure that you're going in the same direction.
Yep. Button.
Another natural 20.
Jesus Christ, Xalia.
And you dart down an alley and presenting yourself as a Dune Strider. The corner that you arrive at, the voices get louder. It appears that they have stopped. And you peek around. You can see in the dim light a short-statured person with with like flowy hair, not quite slicked back, but it's like kind of spiky, and a taller, this person must be like 2.5 times their height, with sort of like jagged looking facial features and like facial hair. They are speaking to another Dune Strider, and they're in a hushed voice now, but I suppose a natural 20 will still let you hear as you tune in your senses into the conversation going on. The smaller one appears to be calling the shots.
It's like, all right, what's it gonna take to make sure you don't patrol the docks tomorrow about 7?
And then the Dune Strider kind of buffets them. Like, you bribe a Dune Strider? Be gone with you before I have you held in contempt. 600 gold. The Dune Strider pauses. What are you doing?
Listen, I got a surprise for a buddy. It's gonna be great. Here. So first we're gonna get him there, and then
they start talking in like much more hushed modes. So they're just going over the thing.
We're gonna invite him, and then hey Tadmus, what else did we get for him?
Oh, we're going to give him a gift, you see, and the gift is our friendship. We really want to make it special, but we intend to be loud and truly cause a ruckus. But if we are merely asking to change your patrol route, we mean to say. You already know what's going there, and we don't want to alert any of the other guards and provide a false positive. The Dune Strider looks over them for a moment. He takes the gold. And he leaves.
Interesting.
The small person is kind of like wringing their hands, rubbing their hands together. It's like,
this is gonna be great. Now, come on, we gotta go get the rest of the preparations. Let's see, we've got the present. Oh, what a present it is! We're gonna get them good. We need a cake. Come on, Tadmus, that's tomorrow.
And then
Can I make an insight check on these dudes?
Yeah.
To see if I feel like they're actually like malicious or just prankstering.
Go for it.
Okay. Let me roll. She's very good at these.
Okay. You haven't encountered these people before, and they seem to be like circumlocuting. It's difficult to get a read on them. Circumlocuting. They're talking around the subject.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's difficult to get a read on them, what their intents are. You just saw them bribe a guard.
Yeah.
But their overall demeanor, there's something afoot, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Something having to do with a party tomorrow, huh?
That they appear to be throwing one.
Yeah, they're throwing a party.
Whoa, no way.
No way.
And they hike up their pace a bit and exit this little lit area.
Okay.
Lit by a spark or street lamp. You can continue following them if you like, or you can do whatever you want.
We're gonna continue following them, I think.
Okay.
Actually, no, she's gonna go home.
Okay.
Xalia's interest is gone.
I mean, not home, but back to the thing. Yeah, because that's not what she's interested in.
Yeah.
She honestly might even not even tell anyone.
Not her problem.
All right, so everyone can hit their long rest buttons.
Cool.
And you all have a nice little sleep.
Pray that the power doesn't go out on me again.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Figma. Are you comfy on the floor? Is that why your belly's up?
Yeah.
Just gotta air it out.
All right. The next day, you have the lovely next day of the fair. And doot doot. You all come to and head out into the streets. There, once again, flurries of people. People are moving, merchants are going. There's raptors that are carrying different wares. There's people just pawning things straight from the raptor, using them as their stall. There's fair grounds. There's fair food. There's fair games. People are picking stuff up. People are putting stuff down. Wherever you look, there's happy people, smiles, and you kind of have the day to yourselves. You can do whatever, visit whoever, look for work. You can just enjoy the games and attraction of the festival. But anything you like. What would you like to do?
Valia's honestly going to tend towards the docks.
Okay.
Chuman is going to see if he can do some research on the land's history, or at least like some of the what's the word I'm looking for? Some of the ruins around the area.
Okay.
Well, Zoaz said to meet, right, in the morning?
Yes.
Yeah, so Makayla would do that.
Yes, and Zoaz is at the tavern as soon as he can, realistically.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I'm assuming that Elena never showed up at all.
Nope.
Right? Alright. Cool.
She has not
Great.
returned.
Got it. So what were you saying? I guess.
As soon as Zoaz could reasonably show up, he would. Because, I mean, he has some duties to deal with and
Yeah.
to take care of.
Oh, your coworkers, Zoaz. They would. Do you show them the necklace thing?
Yes.
They would be able to
Yes.
identify it for you. They consult the books real quick, and it is an already known thing. They congratulate you on your find. It is a periaptive health.
Oh.
It will prevent any disease. You cannot be diseased. It is now in your inventory and labeled appropriately, and has extra text.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, I guess forgot this was in my inventory. Makayla would, at some point of the night or the morning, would ask around her, her caravan people, whether or not they would be, or anyone cheating in that group that is like magically attuned, if any of them could help identify the tome or dispel the magic that's on it.
Okay.
Oh my god. No, that's fair. I think it's fine, because in my mind, the child wasn't like that magically attuned anyways. Like, Makayla herself is already kind of like, I was like imagining her as like the peak of what they have, and she is not very magically attuned, so I think that's totally fine.
Regrettably. They all bow and apologize for not being of any more use to you. Before they all bid you their sullen goodbyes. They know that you intend to stay behind, and they have other places to visit and reach and teach. So they'll be mingling around in today's fair. It's one of the last days, and then they will depart. So goodbyes, forlorn, are shared, and they did.
Until we meet again. Till our cycles cross. Yeah, and then she'd I guess she'd try and like stay in the area, but like if there's anyone that could kind of look passively, not like actively looking, like not going so out of her way, but she'd be like passively looking for anyone that could like perhaps dispel the magic.
Okay. So is everyone, or everyone but Xalia and Chuman, going to Zeus's house?
I am showing up later to Chuman's house, because then I remember as like, oh yeah, the gift.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I mean, the Kayla probably will. She only would if, I guess she'd have to rely on Zoaz or anyone else.
Well, Zoaz would.
She didn't go, so she doesn't know where it is.
All right.
Well,
so
once you meet up with Zoaz at the tavern, you would probably be on your way there.
So you guys wake up, get breakfast. You all realize that you're in the same tavern. Zoaz walks in, and you all are very conveniently together in the morning, except for Chuman and Xalia, who seem to have popped off. You all head to Zeus's workshop. ... question mark?
That's where Zoaz would be heading.
Okay. And yeah, there you are at Atelier Al Zeus. She and Rizzbiff are looking over a desk. They're planning something. She's got this scroll open. Rizzbiff's pointing and making adjustments. They hear you come down. Oh, yes, yes. Who is it?
This is Zoaz, and a friend. Some friends, I should say.
The group, the friendly group of rescuers. Just here.
Juice turns around and welcomes you all. Hello, brave people.
Hello, hello. Well, would you happen to know where Denoto is?
He popped in this morning. A letter came for him, through me, I suppose, and he took a look at it, and he he might be in the fair. I'm not sure. He mentioned that he was going to. Someone had invited him to a birthday party. It seems like some sort of strange thing. No one's supposed to know he's here. She looks around.
Well, that's strange.
He was supposed to be keeping a low profile, so perhaps he's not at the fair, especially with Zonrune's speech later.
Do you know if he had any acquaintances here?
Oh, yes. Many people that know of Narrator are here. Makayla, you're not from this nation, are you?
Well, I travel.
Okay, well,
with
I see. No worries. Denoto, you all seem like a trustworthy group. Denoto is responsible for the last scramble of Merchant King power. She waits for a moment.
I see.
Makayla raises a bit of an eyebrow.
He was exiled. Ergo, his trip abroad. He's decided that he's going to sneak back into Khorzaire, which is definitely a problem. So that was probably why he's trying to keep a low profile. But it is true. It's his birthday tomorrow. He said he's turned over. He says that he has turned over a new leaf. He's never lied to me, so I trust him. And I'm still not sure what he's planning, but it seems like someone else found him, right?
Worryingly, yes.
Can I don't know, insight check that invitation? I guess, like, the concept of it, like, it seems
Roll insight.
fishy. That doesn't make it, like...
Yeah, go ahead.
It's, like, clearly, like, he's trying to keep a low profile. He's, like... I don't know, maybe I should just roleplay it. But I'll just keep roleplaying.
Right. You do get the sense that Juice is slightly nervous.
Yeah.
Like, she's she's a little concerned is what she's giving off. Like, she's giving off a concerned feel.
So you're saying an exiled well, that would make him a merchant prince, right? He was a merchant prince.
For intents, he still is a merchant prince, just he doesn't belong here anymore.
Sure. So you're saying a exiled merchant prince who is trying to be in the city undetected was sent a mysterious letter from... Do you know who?
You're right, my new friend. I'm Juice. Oh, no, I remember you.
We
You're
met
at
in
the
the
tavern.
tavern.
I remember now. Sorry, my brain is not quite where I need it to be anymore. Yes, he's still a merchant prince for all intents and purposes. He's trying to keep a low profile, but there are many people that know of him. There's people that used to run with him, people that tried to scramble with him, of course. I'm sorry, what was the question? She seems stressed.
By now, Chuman is making his way and knocks on the door.
Clonk, clonk, clonk.
Knocks on the door. Is anybody here?
Yes, hello. Come in.
Ah, Juice. I had forgotten the gift that you were going to provide us yesterday.
Yes, the garments, the gold. I gave it to one of your member.
I suppose Twig got it and then can distribute it now.
How much HP per person?
20 divided by 6, so you've probably got some change.
200 over 6 is like, what, 33? Some odd?
Yeah, 33, yeah.
Few left over.
Yep.
Time to gamble.
Correct.
Want to play a game of the
Three Dragons Ante?
Also, by the way, can I roll an insight just to check the body language from Juice? Since I don't know anything.
Sure. you come in and examine her.
What is with this campaign specifically?
Sorry.
Like Chuman only rolls hot.
I'm going to know.
Alright, you get a whisper.
'20s or bust, man.
Ultimately, so Makayla would ultimately just say, like, did he say where he was going?
Well, no, not quite, but he did make mention that he was definitely going to meet with whoever the inviter is. He said it would be wrong to not RSVP, as it were. He got an invitation. He said he's just going to take it in stride if it's his birthday. No one's ever really tried to do him harm. The only misfortune that has ever befallen him is himself.
Well, I believe he may have left some information about his offer last night out. So I would like to go find him, if at all possible.
Oh, she seems to kind of like be weighing a decision, and then she finally blurts out, if you want, I can, he did tell me where the letter was, pointing to, I mean, if you want, you can come by my place during early evening and come back here after you've done attending the fair and everything. I can take you where he said it was.
And not now?
Well, the invitation was to meet at the place at a certain time. So,
I see. Well,
Kayla would kind of cross her arms, and tap her foot, kind of like impatiently, like, well, if there is no other way to contact him.
No, the fact of the matter is that he's gone now, but we know where he will be later. We can do that. That way it's a sure-in, a shoe-in. Sorry.
Suppose I don't have a choice. Fine.
She seems
We'll wait.
apologetic.
Chuman is just listening intently, grasping the situation.
I suppose, for the information of those here, those involved, it seems that the land that he would like to become the merchant king of is not necessarily his to claim.
He has no claim to it, actually.
Indeed. And I would like to have a conversation about it and see if he was aware of this information.
All right. Well, I think that means that we can agree that we'll meet him later. Then I'd be happy to take you to his birthday.
Indeed.
And why not enjoy the pleasures of the fair until then? It'll make time go by very quickly.
Zoaz kind of lets out a huff and just kind of makes like a non-committal noise, like and sort of says, "I will be waiting outside then. Once everybody has finished up with their business, we can be about." Thank you, Juice. Thank you, Rizzbiff. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Hope to see you later. Should be a fun celebration.
He walks out and waves a hand sort of dismissively as he exits.
Okay, let's a long sigh. Goes, starts to turn and then stops. And has an idea, turns back. Well, perhaps you can answer this. She pulls out the tome, the empty tome. There are... Well, actually... that'll last them. Would you have... You wouldn't happen to have any sort of technology that could dispel the sort of protection magics that are on this tome?
Protection
magics?
Here, let me see.
Meanwhile, Chuman walks out after Zoaz to speak with him.
Yes, I can probably do something. Maybe not shatter the enchantment, but I can certainly find out what's going on. It'll take me some time. I have some time before I have to make my own preparations for later today. Yeah, I can spend that time here. It would take me some time.
That would be much appreciated. And yeah, I guess I'd hand her the tome.
Okay. She puts it dangerously close next to some kind of bubbling, swirling liquid. There's flashes of quicksilver in it.
Do be careful. We do not know what that tome contains. And if it was something that was worth the original owner deemed worth protecting and hiding, then it, must be something of some import.
Yes, I'll be very careful. There's already a piece of paper on top of it.
Makayla just squints at her, giving just a very disapproving look. Does not like her vibes, and well, I guess I shall see you in the evening.
Yes.
And then she will leave.
Alright. Anything from Twig or Pastiche?
I guess I'm just going to give a friendly wave to Juice and Rizzbiff and head up with the others as well. Bye, guys.
Wait back.
Bye-bye.
I believe Pastiche has stepped away.
Oh, Pastiche has stepped away. Alright. Pastiche steps out. Alright, and then you empty out into the streets. There's the...
Chuman wanted to talk to Zoaz, I believe?
Yeah, so right before everybody comes out, Chuman and Zoaz have a disco session.
I believe that something was amiss prior to my arrival.
Yes, you see, I was not so happy with the tone of voice, or the tone Denoto had taken. I suppose it makes sense, knowing now that he is a merchant prince, looking for power, but, and I do not believe him to be malicious, just, he may be a bit, out of his depth. Is it? At any rate, I have a great amount of respect for the Nishir, though I'm not the most familiar with their culture. It does not sit right with me for someone to take land that is rightfully theirs and declare themselves the Merchant King. At any rate, I would like to get to the bottom of this with Denoto.
I see. What is... I assume that Denoto is the one that was gotten, I guess, that invitation? Is that what I've heard?
Yes. He seems to have bailed on us yet again. So we will have to find him later today. For now, though, I suppose there's not too much point worrying.
Not for now, but I'm not sure if you had caught on to her mannerisms, but she seemed far more nervous, and it looked like there was something else that was happening that...
the Sparker's duties are many, and I'm sure you can see the state of their workshop. They are, Rizzbiff and Juice, I mean. They are quite busy. Are you sure it was not just that?
Chuman chuckles. Right you are there. Their area is definitely much to be desired in terms of cleanliness, but I don't believe it may have been related.
I see.
Alas, I have no proof of it, so...
Well, it's something to keep in mind. Obviously, not everyone in Tenuto is out for your best interests.
That is fairly correct. I've been separated from Tenuto for quite some years now, so coming back is a clear reminder of the what's the word? It's a clear idea of just how this town is underneath.
It sounds like our companions are coming up.
And there everyone is. As you all are returned to each other, you hop back on top of the stairwell and venture back into the festival proper. There's the myriad colors, people shouting across the streets, the smells. You turn around and you see a person putting on a spectacle of fire breathing in front of a crowd. Just the fire gouts into the air, and some kids are cheering, "Yay!" You can see some people are constructing a podium, and there are many signs advertising the many games of the fair. Xalia back at the docks. You can see some ships coming in. They're offloading several parcels. This one does not have any adventures on it, so it is only a merchant ship. Several boxes and crates and barrels, all sorts of thing. A couple of them are marked. A couple of them are shrouded, draped in a cloth. All of them are marked, except for the ones that are cloth. And they just head through customs, making sure that everything's accounted for. Inventories are being done. There's several merchants from different walks of life. There's a bird-like person. There's a crab-like person. All sorts of stuff. Look around. You see the docks are populated by warehouses. They seem to be numbered, with just strictly numerical. A Dune Strider sees you loitering and comes up. "Excuse me, miss.
Head tilt.
May I help you?"
Shakes head.
"Okay." He walks a little ways away and stands far away, giving you your space, but is watching you.
Okay. She's gonna watch him right back, just spare eye.
Okay.
Out the side of her head.
He scratches his chin, but it doesn't seem to faze him.
Alright. She's gonna sit here and watch the docks for a while.
Okay. The Dune Strider nods curiously. He doesn't seem repulsed or aghast or anything. He seems interested, really. And you watch the docks over the sentinel of this Dune Strider in this hawk outfit, and he's got the beak going over his forehead. There's a period of time when the Dune Strider looks like he's going to approach you, and then he seems to chicken out and just continues watching.
Every time he looks like he's going to approach me, Xalia, she's going to add another eye. So there's like a little hive of eyes forming on the side of her head.
That's what gives him pause.
It's like the little beady black eyes, like insect eyes. She's just building up over time.
Alright. While Xalia's at the docks, the rest of you, you are in the fair proper. There's the different smells of food. You can see a large line at a funnel cake shop where they're creating just like little powdered excellent deliciousness. There's someone dipping cherries in like sugar shells, and there's a couple people lining up to games. So you briefly look at all the games. There appears to be some sort of strength tester where people are hitting a pendulum and sending a pellet up on a tower. You can see that someone is holding a demonstration where they're shifting cups around and challenging people to find where something that they are hiding in the cup is. You can see many people playing different card games, and all around you there are many brightly colored advertisements for whatever game is called One Blade Two Halves. On each of these advertisements, there's vibrantly colored watermelons and like slices taken out of them. And ahead of you is this podium being constructed. Looks like this is a particularly busy place. What would you like to do?
I think Twig would be interested in playing the cup game.
Okay. Run over to the cup game. We'll say he's here.
I think Zoaz would just be like people watching, like following the group, but people watching for the most part.
Okay.
Chuman is watching Twig.
Just yeah. Zoaz is just enjoying the atmosphere.
It's very
Not
pleasant.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So Twig, yeah, you jump up to the to the game called Cup Chase, and just as you arrive, the person scowls with a defeated look, kicks the sand, walks away. The merchant, he's kind of got like this mustache that twirls out past his face. He's got a cloth head raiment wrapped around. It's sort of like a teal blue. He smiles at you. Oh, hello! Have you come to play the cup chase?
Why, yes, I have to warn you. I'm sort of a master at this game.
Oh, well, I have to warn you. I am master at moving cups. And he takes one cup, the middle cup, places a ball, because of course it's a ball. So the object is locate this ball after I am done swishy them and win a prize. So
Sounds simple enough.
So he puts the cup over the ball, arranges them in a manner, in a line, and then he begins slowly shifting them around. Then he looks up at you, and then he picks up all the cups, and then he just like starts stacking them and just like doing like cup stacking competition stuff with them. And then very quickly they all are miraculously arranged again, and he's spinning them, going so fast there's a blur of motion, of cups. And finally he is done, and he lays them out before you in a line. There are 3 cups. Which one do you think the ball is under? You can make a perception check. You've got a pretty good inkling that it might be that right one.
Alright, I'm just gonna... I'll lift up the right cup and see what's under.
Okay. There it is, the ball. Oh, the master indeed. Would you like to try again? We have a special rule here. It is double or nothing. Are you familiar with it?
I'm pretty sure I've heard that rule before. So I'll go again.
Alright, excellent. There's a strange glint in this game runner's eye, and as he's maneuvering the cups this time, you kind of see like his lips like utter some silent words to himself, and like his lips kind of like double up, similar to how you've seen Xalia when she's casting some things like where her like head clips, or like where her illusion head clips through her body. So it's similar to that, like where like he seems to have just like double lips going on, and the cups blur even more, and just it makes that noise too. And he presents you the cups. They seem to be kind of like quietly vibrating in their place. You can make a perception check with disadvantage.
Let's see it, Twig. This time he is serious.
Okay. That middle one looks pretty cool. As far as if you were to trust your eyes, you might have lost it, but it might be that middle one.
I want to... Sorry, go ahead.
And you can decide whether that's a real hint or not. I probably should have made you do a blind roll.
I could be a little blind if you want, but it's not gonna. It won't change what I was going to do.
Okay.
Because like I'm suspecting that the ball isn't going to be under any of the cups. I think Twig like knows this game pretty well, the particular one he's playing.
Okay.
So would I be able to minor illusion a ball in the middle cup before I lift it up?
Put minor illusion in the chat.
Sure. Do I just need to drag it, or?
You can hit the D20 icon. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, you can. So that's the plan?
Yes.
Alright. So you minor illusion a ball there, and point to the cup. The game runner lifts up the middle cup, and then he blinks for a moment. He's like, he audibly gasps, just like, he looks at you, looks at the ball. He puts the cup down. He lifts the cup back up. But this is not possible. He lifts up the cup on the left, and there's a ball there too.
I see.
And he looks up at you.
I'll place the cups down and say, well, you said double or nothing, right?
The man laughs. You win a special prize simply because. Very clever. I like you. Go away. And he hands you. Roll me a D100.
Cool.
He reaches down in like this sack next to him, And then he tosses you. Well, he doesn't toss it to you. He plumps down in your hand a necklace. This necklace is actually pretty quaint. It's a very nice. It is clearly well done. It was made with care, unlike some of the other fair prizes that you've spotted looking around. It is a very nice necklace. It is strung with seashells. The seashells are cream and rose in color. They've got cream color with rose stripes. There's even a snail shell in there too.
Oh, fancy. I'll thank him and give a little bow, and then quickly head off before he gets too upset.
You can see in the corner of your eyes, like he's smiling and shaking his head, and then he quickly resumes his previous demeanor, and as he welcomes the next guest.
Chuman laughs. Well done, well done. That was a great show.
Twig just looks at the necklace, and he's like inspecting it before putting it around his neck and saying, "How do I look?"
Is it glowing or no?
It is not glowing.
Unfortunate.
It sparkles in the morning or afternoon sun.
You look marvelous with it.
Thank you, my friend.
Shall we join the rest of the group? Looks like Zoaz has just been enjoying the area.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. The young Kenku comes back to the group with with the spoils of war around his neck. All around you, there's people coming and going, and there's like kids with painted faces running around screaming. It was just delighted terror. Go ahead and roll a fancy. Everybody, give me a perception check. It'll be fun. And see what you see as your people watching.
Including Xalia?
I have you returned to the fair?
No, she's staying by the docks till she's something happen.
Xalia, you spend maybe an hour at the docks, but it's just regular kind of like hustle and bustle of the dock. Is there anything specific you want to like do?
What she heard about last night.
Okay.
That's what she's waiting for.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I didn't save it. Oops.
Xalia does acknowledge that her appointment, as it were, is 7 o'clock in the evening. So she would be sitting there all day if that's her intent.
Yep, forgot that. She's gonna be there.
Okay.
Fashionably early.
Uh-huh.
Fashionably early. High rolls only. The 20 on your perception check does let you see something very cool.
Okay.
The crab merchant, this crustacean-looking fellow, he's overall rose color. He's got like these huge pinchers, like just psh, 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 psh. They make those audible sounds whenever he's clasping them. He's got a retinue of helpers. Like he's got long antennae as well. There seems to be a particular some like quiet commotion over his particular parcel. It's wrapped in a black cloth to keep out from prying eyes. It seems like they're being ever so gentle with it. And several Doomstriders come up to this person, and then the inventory is checked. One bends down, opens the lid, peeks in, then closes it, and then gives a nod to the other Doomstriders with the beak on their hawk regalia, like bobs as they nod. and they point in a direction and take it with them, along with the crab merchant and his helpers, over towards another section of customs, where there are more Dunestriders.
Okay, that's a lot of cops.
Let's see, the rest of you in the fairgrounds. What would you like to do?
I think Pastiche is gonna roam away from the fair proper, maybe make their way towards the docks, and just do some fairly intent people watching, listening for rumors or anything they might hear.
Okay. With the intention of people watching, you do see a figure striding through the crowd, as you are maybe on like the next street over. You do see a large figure striding through the crowd. You hear, excuse me. You hear them talking about what is going to be on display at the auction, and many items are rattled off. There's going to be a let's see here. Roll me a perception check. Let's see what you hear.
Okie dokie.
Many trinkets, several necklaces. There's going to be a couple rings. There's going to be a special necklace that they use the word an orrery for. There's going to be several wands on display. There's going to be several art pieces on display, and they're just going over this just matter-of-factly, and you actually super hear, because you are uniquely attuned to it, the name, that one of the art pieces is by a particular Maestro Vera.
Okay.
This large figure, flanked by Hawk Dunestriders, is very large. It is a Loxodon. And he's draped in many fancies. He seems to be heading towards the podium that has been just finished constructing.
I think Pastiche is going to follow him.
Okay.
With the intent of taking note of the podium's location.
Okay. Podium is at the, so like if this were like a fountain or something, it's like around here. Many Dunestriders kind of like fan out around it. In fact, blip, 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 blip. And the person, the Loxodon, goes up to stride the podium and kind of like ahems, tries to getting attention of the fair. No one seems to be paying him any mind, except for like the few that are curious, like, oh, who's he? Before finally, booms out across the fairground that you're currently at, and that shakes everyone as this booming voice goes over. It can surely be heard throughout Tenuto, as amplified as it is. And before you, standing at the podium, is a large and gray creature. He's got a tall, sapphire bejeweled golden headdress that rests between large fan-sized ears on each of its gray face that seat a pair of blue eyes and long curved tusks. The face is punctuated with a long trumpet of a trunk, golden plates layered along the extremity, He's draped in a cascading garment made of beads and steel clasps that could be described as more of an abacus than clothing. On his back is a golden crescent moon, and there's flared bracers along his forearms that are also decorated in shining gold that protect his wrists, and his fingers are each adorned with at least one ring. His lower body is protected by a cream-colored, breezy pair of parachute pants, and he has just finished bellowing out this enormous voice. Sorry, this huge amplified voice, and it looks like the entire crowd now, or he has the attention of the entire crowd now. He speaks, goes on, content that he now has the attention. He speaks with a slow voice, as enormous as his stature.
My fellow Hollandaise, before we move to the rest of the day, it is with great pleasure to have the opportunity to meet with you all on this glorious day of days. If you are not already familiar with me, my name is Zonrun Bulgera Riodan, and I am the merchant king that presides over our lovely nation. I trust the Hopeward Fair is to your liking.
There's a cheer from the crowd. Yeah, we love it. Yeah.
Makayla kind of scoffs. The implication that it's like him, fair is like his work or his fair.
He continues.
The purpose of my address this shining morning is to urge you all, embrace the spirit of the year, strike out in new directions. Myself, I am embarking on a resolution that shall shake the very foundation of my core. I invite you all to share my vision. Whatever your endeavor, I bid you good tidings. As a show of good nature, I have brought a purse of 20,000 gold pieces that I plan on using toward the charity auction in a few days. I hope to see you there. The prosperity, he's like, the entire time he's talking, he's gesturing widely with his arms, talking with as much of his mouth as he is with his arms. With his body. The prosperity of Tenyuto could not be without each and every one of you, he's pointing to random people in the crowd. Full aware and full grateful are we. This year we celebrate. Become aware of yourself and your strengths.
He's like raising his fist in the air and balling his fist, showing his muscles.
Fight against complacency. To the clever and the deserving of merit go the glittering prizes. Feel the renewed blood of your ancestors in your veins. Rush forward with hope. Without further ado, I bid you all enjoy the Hopeward Fair. I invite you to my personal favorite of the event of the year, One Blade, Two Halves.
And he nods everyone. There's some murmurs of agreement and just cheering that Zonrun would actually come and speak and address them. And he steps down from the platform, and his cohort quickly disassemble it. Someone grabs the mics, like, you can find the watermelon contest. The watermelon contest, One Blade, Two Halves. It's in the other fairground. Please head west. And Zonrun lingers for a moment. He doesn't leave, and he's looking around at the fairgrounds, smile on his face.
Chuman speaks up to the group. Well, now, still have a little bit more time before later. Is there anything else?
Well, frankly, I am more than a bit anxious, I suppose, to get today's events over with. But I suppose to pass the time, we could head over to that other fairground they mentioned.
I was curious about that watermelon competition.
Zoaz smiles and says, yeah, that did sound interesting. You seem to be quite good at those games.
Pardon the interruption. So, as you would know, that they hold a watermelon cutting contest each time they hold this fair. It usually gets a lot of attraction.
If you enjoyed the last two you played, I think you might really love this one, the watermelon cutting competition. It's a frequent installation at these fairs.
We could go try to win a gift for Demodo's birthday.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I am down to watch you go through these games. Twig, you seem to have a very good expertise with them.
Killer kind of just sighs. Well, it's always... This competition is always a bit of a spectacle every year, so... It's worth watching. At the very least.
Well, shall we be off then?
Not.
Sounds good.
As you all are discussing, Zonrune lumbers slow, heavy steps towards that direction.
Like our direction, or...?
Towards the West Fairgrounds.
Okay. Zoaz is probably going to head the same direction. Not like following, but he's like, oh, well, people are heading over. May as well get going now.
2 minutes following. Zoaz, at least.
Pastiche will rejoin the group on your way there.
Pastiche, my friend. Have you been doing more painting?
Not exactly.
Oh, I just figured the fair may be a source of inspiration.
Inspiration? No. Information is what I'm here for.
I see.
And on that note, are you all interested at all in that auction?
It did seem interesting. Though, I am not in a position to exactly bid on such expensive items.
Well, I believe we all have some extra spending cash.
That is true.
It would be interesting to watch. What was it that Zonrune mentioned? Was that 20,000 gold pieces?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, 20,000 gold pieces.
I'd like to watch the show, if anything.
That does sound fun.
Who knows, you might get a chance to win some, Twig.
Well, if it's for 20,000 gold pieces, I believe. I may also want to compete.
Well then, what are we waiting for? We might as well head over.
To the west for one blade, two halves, for now. And then later the auction, perhaps.
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
As you all head in that direction, there's a surge of people coming along with you, who also seem interested in the next delights that the renewal fair has to offer. There's lots of chatter. There's people. You pass people that are juggling. There's a people that have. There's a person that has the attention of many young adults, just telling a story vibrantly, using a bit of magic to cause fireworks and swirling sparks of flame as they embellish their descriptions. And you head that way. Meanwhile, Xalia, with your natural 20 on your perception check, as you turn away from the Doomstriders, you do see someone wearing a hooded mantle, hooded cloak, all dark, all black. They are in the process of retracting their hand from something, like from behind like a wall or something. And then they look around. They lock eyes with you for a moment as they see you looking at them and acknowledge your gaze, and they just give you a slow head shake from side to side and put a finger to their lips as if to shush.
Xalia kind of head tilts and shrugs, and then kind of she's going to visibly look away, but then she's going to do her new favorite trick of putting a side eye, a literal side eye at them. But, you know, under her hair so they don't see.
And that person quickly walks away from their position.
Where are they going?
Towards the fair.
Okay. Let's give them a follow, but let's do that as someone else.
All
For
right.
instance,
And
she's literally just going to take the appearance off some random person she passed in the street.
all right. You become a person with fiery red hair. There's just streaks of crimson. They're kind of rotund, and with a belly that jiggles with each step that you take. They've got liver spot on the right cheek, and a mole on the right cheek. Completely different things. And yeah, that's it. That's as far as I got.
Alright.
And that's where we'll end today's session.
Okay.